Hey everybody, Nick Ravellis here. Well, it ain't your grandma's Carmen. The Tragedy of Carmen is a version of Bizet's beloved opera devised by the great British stage director Peter Brook. It premiered back in the 1980s and was a result of Brook's annoyance at all the encrustations, the conventions and traditions that had accumulated around the opera since 1875 when it premiered. Mantillas and fans, red roses and raven black hair, mezzo-sopranos untrained in flamenco and castanets trying to fake it, and for the longest time trying to hide or play down the violence at the end. Even the conventions of grand opera that attached themselves to Carmen not long after it first appeared had, in the director's mind, gotten in the way of telling a powerful story. Bizet wrote the opera for the Opéra Comique in Paris, a much smaller theater than the Paris Opera, and an opera house that had a tradition of using spoken dialogue in its performances, not fully sung through, just like today's Broadway musicals. And because not long after Carmen first appeared, the composer died, and another composer was hired to set all of that spoken dialogue to music, and then it went to the Vienna State Opera and suddenly became grand opera, well, the rest is history. In my opinion, and certainly in Brook's opinion, Carmen had become something quite different than what it was intended to be. And considering the contemporary accounts of how shocked those first audiences were at that Opéra Comique, I think we lost something. That something is what Peter Brook tried to restore. So basically, what did he do? Well, first of all, don't worry. The music we all know and love is still very much present. Other than that, he pared down everything to its essentials. He focused on the main four characters: Carmen, the seductress; Don José, the hapless soldier who falls for her; Micaela, the girl he left behind; and Escamillo, the bullfighter who steals Carmen's heart. The other characters are either done away with entirely or are treated swiftly by two actors who only speak and don't sing. The chorus is done away with entirely. The spoken dialogue is restored, but cut way back. And the orchestra is smaller, using only 9 or 10 instruments. So everything is tighter, shorter, and more compact. I like to think of it as Carmen distilled down to its very essence. In doing that, Peter Brook has come up with a version of the opera that has shaken off 150 years of tradition and tells the story in a very powerful way. Remember that Carmen was based on a short novel by Prosper Mérimée, published in 1845. That original source is dangerous and really quite violent in its depiction of the relationship between Carmen and Don José. Even before we meet him, José has been banished from his village because he's killed someone in a fight over a game. The gypsy, Carmen, is a woman who demands and receives sexual freedom in a society where women were bound forever to their husbands, their family, and the home. We can't imagine today how shocking that story was in the 1830s and 40s when Mérimée first wrote it. Peter Brook and our stage director Alexander Gideon try to get back to the spirit of that original text to bring us back to that sense of danger, shock, and discovery that Carmen must have had. If you listen closely to Bizet's music, though, the sex, the seduction, and the danger, it's all there. It's in Carmen's music. Have you ever noticed that every time Carmen opens her mouth, she's accompanied by the rhythm of dance? The habanera, the seguidilla, the gypsy song, these were all deeply sensual dances with suggestive and seductive physical movements. In fact, it was quite a risk for Bizet to use these dance forms in that 1875 production. The Opéra Comique had never seen anything like that before, and it was deeply offensive to many members of the audience. There's nothing wrong, and in fact everything right, about refocusing our attention on the dangerous, violent, and sexual nature of Carmen's world. I think it's exactly what Bizet himself was looking for, and it's something that I think you'll find refreshing. I'll see you at the opera.